DadSews! 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 This is how it goes with DadSews!
Greetings, sociopaths! How's it going? 2 weeks in a row, DadSews is live. That's right. Hey, I got to give a shout out to Hazel from Spain, watching from Spain. What time is it in Spain? You've got to be staying up late at night, Hazel. But thank you for coming. Or, she didn't really come. She's joined us. Thank you for watching. She said, is it me or has he not started yet? Yep, I'm starting now. There's a bit of a delay. Man, there must be a delay when you're watching from Spain. So, anyway, nice to have you there, Hazel. Angela, hello. Marderick Butts. Now, I have seen you on Facebook. Nice to have you. The Butts clan. There's two Butts. I know that sounds silly to anybody watching, but there are two of them. They comment on videos and stuff. There's two Butts. Debbie, hi, how are you? Ricky, as always, hello, Ricky. And Winter Justice. It's coming. It's come. It's winter. Oh, man, I'm so excited for you all to be here tonight. I'm excited to be here tonight. I got to tell you, before we start getting started, we're going to let a couple more people join before we dive in, okay? That's good with everybody, right? I got to tell you, the studio looks a little weird to me. Got Melody over here on comments in case I miss anything. I've got my comment screen in front of me. Here's the problem. Miss Melody, she booked an eye appointment for me today and didn't tell me they were going to be dilating my eyes. So earlier I was in sunglasses and I'm typing, the show's going to start tonight. Join us on Instagram, doing Instagram videos. There must be typos everywhere because I couldn't see anything this close to me. I could see far away. I could drive home. I'm not sure I should have, but I couldn't read anything on the computer screen, couldn't read my phone screen. The lights were just knocking me out. I think I'm back to normal, but I kind of feel like I'm still a little off. But I can read that Hazel said it's 3 a.m. here in Spain. She said, come on, Dad. I don't know time zones. I'm DadSews. I barely can sew correctly. So thank you for joining us there. Blessings from Texas, says Gilda Wright. All right, thank you. Everything's bigger, right? Hey, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate that. So again, if you didn't watch last week's episode, we're giving away a Juki sewing machine because we hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. So how can you win that? Well, you can comment on this video. It would also be great if you commented on that video. Just look for last week's video, drop in a comment that says, hey, I want that Juki, man. And also follow us on Instagram, which is @DadSews. Winter said you probably shouldn't have driven. They actually told me I could drive, so that's cool. And Hazel's like, I can't believe I caught it live. It's because you're up at 3 a.m. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/DadSews, okay? Go over there and click all the follows and definitely hit subscribe on YouTube. And you'll be registered to win that Juki sewing machine. We usually give a big prize like that about a month for people to comment, join, subscribe. We're already up to 10.2 thousand on YouTube. If we hit 11,000 next week, I'd give away 2 Juki sewing machines. That's just what I do. Danielle says, I want a Juki. Everybody wants a Juki, Danielle. They're awesome. All right, so tonight we're going to be doing a review of a gadget I've seen, and I was questioning whether it was good or not. Now, I thought about doing a completely new unboxing with it, but I wanted to make sure the batteries were good in it. I wanted to make sure it actually was going to work and not be a dud out of the box, because that would be a disappointment. It would be a funny video. It definitely would be one of my fail videos, which I'm quite proud of, but I wanted it to work for the live video. So I did open it. I replaced the batteries in it just to make sure it worked. Light Bright 01 is another one from Texas. Who's that? GST Miss says, hey, I want that Juki, man. Subscribe on YouTube. comment on a video. And comment on another video, because we talked about how that'll give you extra points for winning the Juki. Okay? Hey, what do you think? Should I put up the contest rules while we talk about the scissors? Yeah, why don't I do that? I'm going to put up the contest rules for the Juki. So this is the contest rules for the... That's the contest rules for the Juki. Okay? So while they're coming up, I'm going to be talking about what we have. I'd love to upgrade to a Juki, said Winter. Got very basic one per your recommendation on IG. Because you're frugal. Yeah, I mean, a basic one is what we're giving away. Juki fever, Michael says. So here's what we're going to be reviewing. We're going to be reviewing these laser scissors. Now, the reason I'm doing it is because they are stainless steel blades, like they all say they are. Do we believe them? I don't know. But these are supposed to work on fabric. Now, I know that because it has fabric before paper. It says great on fabric, paper, and more. I don't know what more people cut with scissors. I wouldn't want to use this on zip ties or anything if I'm going to use on fabric. Here's a rule: if you're not a competent sewer or you're a new sewer, you never use the same scissors on fabric as you use paper. These are my awesome Fiskars that I use on fabric, and here are my awesome paper scissors. I'm not sure the name brand on these. They're not Fiskars, I don't think, but these are my favorite. They're very sharp, and Fiskars have lifetime warranties, so go Fiskars. All right, so I've got two different kinds of fabric that we're going to cut. Just regular, cheap fabric from the fabric store. This is Ant-Man fabric, which is pretty cool, and then we have some knit fabric, some stretchy fabric, because as you know, knit cuts differently than regular woven fabric. Oh wow, what a prize. Oh wow. And Teresa said they're awesome. I'm pretty sure you're talking about Juki. Look over at the contest rules, there they are, and that's how you can get extra points, extra entries for a Juki machine. So that's what you do. And tonight I'm going to be giving away these laser scissors. If they're a dud, you're going to be happy to get them because you can laugh about it and post them online. I got these scissors that are junk from DadSews, or they might be awesome. So we're going to find that out together. Ricky said, I've been looking at those, been wary of getting them. Thank you for reviewing. That's why I'm here, Ricky. And Teresa said, these would be great. I cannot cut a straight line with scissors. I hate cutting knit. All right, I'm going to turn on the overhead cam, and hopefully the contest rules will, actually, they'll disappear. So why don't I just pull these out first and let the contact rules keep going. So I'm going to pop this out. I already took them out once to swap out the batteries. It says as seen on TV, which usually does not bode well. Here's some things I like about them right out of the box because I switched the battery. One, the battery is very easy to replace and you don't need a screw. You just turn this knob. I don't want to turn it now because there are two batteries, two watch batteries, and the first one does kind of spring out. I did have to go on the floor for it, so that's a bummer, but it very easily came out. I hate a tool that you always have to have a screw to use the tool. Now, that said, you do need a screw to adjust this tool, and we'll get to that in just a minute when I flip on the overhead camera. I'm just letting our contest rules for the Juki pop up while we talk about this. Thing I liked about it, like I said, is the battery access. There are two adjustment screws that we're going to get into, and I do like that it's a very easy push button start. And I'm gonna do the thing you're not supposed to do. Whoa! No seizures, please. Whoa! All right, so it's very bright now that I have changed the batteries out of it. When I got it out of the box, I will say I was disappointed with how bright they were. Okay, let me turn on the chat. So, oh, well, not with the rules behind it. Okay. Winter said she hates cutting knit. I understand your hate of cutting knit. Sometimes what I like to do is clamp it to my table and cut it, and that way I know it's cutting straight. But the problem is a lot of people, myself included, will stretch it too far when they clamp it to the table. And then what it's going to do is it's going to squeeze and curl on you. So you have to find the happy medium, and that just comes with more practice. I've never heard of laser scissors, Michael said. Well, Angela said my eyes. I practiced this before, Angela. I don't think I've blinded anybody. I had my eyes dilated today. I'm pretty sure if anybody was going to get blinded, it was going to be me. Although I didn't shine them right in my eyes. You know, they say don't ever do that because you can like really ruin your eyes. Did anybody ever get frightened by their parent when they go to the checkout line at the grocery store and their parents like, don't look at the laser, it'll kill you? My mom said that. I think she was confused about the power of lasers. All right, number 5 is you get 3 entries, okay? By, what's the number 5? Do you remember there, Melody? All right, let's wait for it to pop up. Then we're gonna go over to the overhead camera. We need our ruler to make sure that we are cutting straight. We need a pencil, and we're also going to cut paper, which I know I said don't use the same scissors for fabric and paper, but we do need to do that to compare both of them, okay? Does that make sense? All right.
Well, while you're waiting for number 5, you did have a question of whether you needed scissors to open your scissors.
Did I need scissors to open my scissors? That's great. Did you hear Melody? Everybody give Melody a hand. It's the first time on mic. I thought people might like to hear her. Yes, you do need to get the scissors or something sharp. That's right. Share this video. Click share right now. If you're on YouTube, click the share button. Share it on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, share it on Facebook. You get 3 entries just for sharing it. I know what's about to pop up. Times 3. 3 entries. Just click share. That's what we're asking you to do. Share it on that Facebook thing or on Instagram, whatever you want to do. Screenshot it, all those. I used a knife to get into mine. All right, here we are with the overhead cam. Let's see how bright these bad boys are. So here's the button that you press to turn it on, right there. Now, as you can see on my hand, it's pretty good. Now, I've got a lot of studio lights on. I tried to adjust the lights for a happy medium, but you can see right here. Now, here's what I do like about the scissors. I said I'm happy that you don't need a screw to get to the battery. This is the battery entrance. You unscrew it, like half a turn, it pops out. There are 2 screws, 2 adjustment screws for the laser. Why is this important? If you only tighten this screw, and I'm going to show you what happens, tighten 1 screw, see how it moved to the left side of the scissors? If you only have 1 screw, it's going to pivot. Pivoting is bad, okay? You want to be straight, so let's adjust it back. There we go. Okay, now if you adjust the back screw, it's going to go that way and pivot again. You need 2 screws to be able to line that laser up. 1 screw does this, the other screw presses on the back and the front of the laser. Okay, so instead of this or this, you have this. Okay, can you see that? And that allows you to actually get a straight line. So if you find that it's cutting a little crooked, actually I think that's pretty good, and we're going to test it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is test it on fabric. All right, so I'm going to get just regular, cheap as you can get it from a fabric store, Ant-Man fabric. Let's not ruin our fabric completely here. Now, you'll usually want to chalk a line, all right, obviously. I'm going to make a nice subtle mark with my pencil because I'll need to see it. Meredith said hello to you, Melody. Thanks for keeping those things running behind the scenes. That's good. I'm a newbie, so any hints and tips are welcome, says Hazel. All right, I'm going to put a mark back here on my fabric. I'm going to put a mark right here on my fabric. And I'm going to see if this lines up. Now, here's the thing. Once you make your marks, that's where you want to use your adjustment on your laser. And I got to tell you, it's pretty straight. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. We're going to try to get as much on camera as we can. And we'll see if it lines up when I get to the end. Now, perfect world, I would probably have a weight or something sitting on it. or some clamps. What I'm curious about is when I'm done, is it going to have that jagged look to the cuts? I will say it feels like it's straight, but you don't know. All right, here is a jagged edge to the cut, but you're gonna get that with fabric anyway. The real test is the ruler. So we've got 3 inches here, and we've got a little more than 3 inches there. That's not a great cut. I would say the first cut, not so great. Now, I didn't draw the line all the way in the middle, and I was also playing around with the adjustment screws. So why don't we move to the paper, okay? By the way, somebody's gonna win these scissors, and I have a contest I'm gonna do right at the end of this video. So even if you're watching on the replay, you'll be able to do that, okay? All right, I'm gonna draw this line all the way down on paper. You probably wanna take paper as your kind of testing apparatus to make sure that the laser cuts straight the very first time. All right, so there we go. It's lined up pretty good. You can see that, right? Let's see if we can cut straight on this paper. The question is, if I keep the laser straight on the line, is that going to keep the scissors straight on the line? I could have been tugging the fabric too much. That looks really good. There's a little extra here, and I think that was user error. You probably see that right there. There we go. So that's a little bit of user error. I would say on paper, that's straight. Do we want to dull our scissors on paper? No, we do not. All right, so let's go ahead and cut some knit. And I don't want to clamp it down. I want these magic scissors to do what they're going to do, right? What's the point in having it if it's not magic? So let's go ahead and give it a shot on this monster knit. I also want to know, if I don't cut the white side, can I keep a straight line on a print side? Is this going to be strong enough for me to see? Okay. Now, usually you would use a chalk. I'm going to use a little bit of a marker. I just want to see if I make 1, 2, 3 marks on this fabric, if I can hit every mark, and if it's going to be the same length. So let's go ahead and cut right there. Then we've got our mark there, we've got our mark there, and we've got a mark right there. Okay. So here we go. Is it going to cut straight? I'll take bets. I like the scissor little emojis that Amy's put on there. Winter's just got eyeballs, eyeballs, clap, clap, clap. That is cool. All right. Where's my mark? Here's one, and I'm going to line that mark up with my other mark. There she is. Can everybody see this mark right here? Can you see that mark? There it is. All right. Now I'm cutting a very thin edge off. It's starting to curl, but that's okay. We just want to know if we keep that laser on the mark, is it going to cut straight? Our cut, because cutting a thin piece of knit is very hard, and there was a little bit of curl on the end. Here's our 2 marks, and as you can see, here we go. That should be a good test. Look at that. It stayed between those hash marks. All right, so I would say, oh, sorry guys, I want to give you a good view. I would say that did a pretty good job. I'm very happy with that. Usually you're not going to be cutting something this thin in knit because it's impossible to sew, because you wouldn't be able to turn it out. Maybe you could do a little hair bow or something like that. Get what is that from Teresa? Is it shrimp? Is it crossed fingers, or is it turkeys?
She was crossing her fingers that you made a straight cut.
Hey there, very cool to see the laser scissors, says Monica. Hey there, Monica. Somebody asked if these were monsters or aliens. I'm going to say they're monster aliens. All right, so there we go. Now, if we hit 50 shares on our Facebook video, or Facebook promotion for this video, we're going to give away some fabric. So you got to go over to Facebook right now, facebook.com/dadsews. All right, so it did a decent job on the knit. You can see that it cut straight on the paper, and it did an okay job on the woven, although I think that was probably a bit of user error because I only put one mark at the end, and one mark at one end, and one mark at the other end. I think, in my humble quick review here, that these are probably better craft scissors than they are fabric scissors. That being said, if you look in the link below the YouTube video and on the Facebook video, I have a link there where you can buy it for a very good price. And I think if you were going to practice with them a few times for fabric, it would actually do a good job. And if you're going to use it for crafting scissors, I think it's well worth the money, in my opinion. Now, we also have this little fabric right here. It is green fabric with Halloween cats, I would say. Let's see. What am I missing in chat there, Miss Melody?
Well, Hazel made a very good suggestion that the laser would also be good for marking seam allowances, for keeping straight seam allowances.
That would be a good idea, just to use the laser once you've got it lined up and you know it's straight, just to set it there. You could very easily clamp this to your sewing, shine the camera. You could clamp this very easily to your sewing table in your cutting area and then mark your stuff. That's a very, very wise choice. You could even clamp the scissor parts underneath and the laser still shines if you see that. That works really good. If you clamp the scissors underneath the table. I'm shining at the camera now. Where do you get that cute print? I would love to find some and make PJs for my son. I don't think you can get this anymore. This is some stuff we got sent here at DadSews, so we'll be giving these away if we hit 50 shares on the YouTube or Facebook post. So go to Facebook and you can enter to win there. And Ricky says she loves the black kitty, and we're going to be giving away this black kitty. There's enough time if we hit those shares, we send it out right away. Somebody could get this for Halloween, but honestly, it'd be good for any time of year. What do you think of that? Black kitty. All right, so I'm going to be giving away these scissors. How do you win the scissors? Well, first of all, you need to subscribe and share, and that way you're entered to win the Juki machine. Here's my question. There's something different about the studio tonight that wasn't that way in the studio last week during the live show. So, what's different? One of these things is not like the other. I'm going to say this. It's not my shirt. It's not the fact that I shaved properly like a human being. It's not my hat. It's not me. There's something about the studio that's different that wasn't this way last week. Okay? So I definitely will pick one of the correct comments if multiple people get it correct. And I'd like to hear what you think it is. What do you got for me, Miss Melody?
Everyone just seems to love the kitty fabric as well.
So they like the kitty fabric more than the monster fabric. I love the monster fabric. I'll keep it for myself. Shared on Facebook already, said Hazel. All right, well, you can click share on this video too. It'll share there. Love those kitties. Smiley face, heart, kitty. Although the smiley face looks like a piggy. All right, so I would say in the long run, there's a link below the video on Facebook or above the video on Facebook, below the video on YouTube, where you can get these. I think they're $8. I think these are a win. Because, was it Hazel that said you can use this to mark your seam allowances? Just use the laser. You can definitely use them on craft projects. You know what? One more question I have before we go, and I'm going to flip it on here. What's on your sewing table these days? I got a project coming up for DadSews that probably won't be a live video, but I can't tell you. I do want to know if these scissors are sharp enough to cut and rip. You know what I'm talking about? Hold it tight. All right, It won't do that. That's a disappointing thing. That's a little jagged. So they're not going to do what my Fiskars will do, where I can just cut and kind of keep going through the fabric without ripping it. Although this fabric's not the best example of that, but my Fiskars will go slide right through the fabric, which is always a winner. Plus you can sharpen these because it's a good metal. I imagine if you ran some sharpeners on these, it might help out and it might be able to glide through that fabric very well. But I'd say at a minimum, these are great crafting scissors, and I know there's a lot of crossover, that Venn diagram of people that sew and craft. I would definitely get them for that. I'd get them for your older kids that don't have to use safety scissors. And the tip earlier for just using it to mark your seam allowance, that's really a great tip, especially if you've got something really long and you're spreading it across the dining room table. This could be great. Just remember, if you come at it from an angle with any beam of light, like a laser, it can bend depending on the angle, so you want to get it as straight pointing as possible. I've been working on a backpack forever. I just want this project to be over, said Winter. Actually, the next project we're doing kind of has a backpack involved. So that's pretty cool.
Monica asks if you have a favorite scissor sharpener.
Favorite scissor sharpener. Actually, I just like the cheap ones that you get at the store. They're little yellow ones. You can find them in the camping section. Also, I think Monica said she didn't catch last week's video. You should go and watch last week's video because there, again, are all the rules of how you can win a Juki machine. And even if you've already got a sewing machine, you could give it away as a kick-ass Christmas present. That would be super awesome. I got some guesses about stuff. The picture, there are some good guesses here. Somebody might be stealing them. I'm mending currently. Michael, does that mean you're mending projects? Oh, drop something. Mending projects, or you're on the mend? Because if you're on the mend, everybody do a hashtag prayer for Michael there. All right, love the fabric. All right, well, hey, had a good time. We had a lot of people joining us from Facebook and YouTube today, didn't we there?
We did, and thanks for letting me join you as well.
There we go. We got the lady's voice. Come on, everybody give a clap, clap, clap for Melody. All right. I did see that. I've been entering, Monica says. All right, definitely. Go find a video that you like on Dad Sews and share it. After taking a long extended summer break with all the stuff we've had doing with the kids and the other channels that I run and podcasts we run, plus we're launching a new podcast next week, YouTube just needs that algorithmic juice of going, people are watching again. So we need to we need to share that video, okay? Definitely. And click like, all right? Thank you so much. I should have had the chat on the screen like this so people can be like, whoa, look at all those people bouncing around. And hey, Barbara. I don't think I said hey to Barbara. Thank you guys so much for watching. The butts were here. And I'll see you again soon with a new video, okay? This is where I go out. Hey, I hope you liked that video. Be sure to click right here to subscribe and you'll be instantly entered to win a free sewing machine. How cool is that? And click right here for another great video. Hey, it may be better than this one. Go on, I'll wait. Seriously, I have all day.